coronavirus changing a lot of things about the way we live our lives, not the least of which is how we work, and a lot of people are doing it from home. So how do you keep things hacker-free and not put your company and your computer at risk? Our Jeff Gillen looking into that.
Good evening, everybody. I'm a rarity. I'm actually coming into the office. But for those of you working from home, you have to keep that computer safe and secure. That's never been more important at the Vegas Chamber, the voice for more than 4,000 local businesses. Its entire staff is working from home.
We're also doing webinars, Jeff, with our members.
Their lifeline, says Chamber President Mary Beth Sewald. 90% of her members are small businesses, the ones in danger of going under right now. The Chamber's work from home is helping those businesses get help from Washington.
They have to have that information so that they can get that much needed cash.
Which is why guys like Adon Edry are important. He runs the local cybersecurity firm Trustify, and he's one of the experts keeping people working from home hacker-free. Here's what he's noticed since millions of Americans had to turn their homes into offices.
667% increase of phishing attack occurred just in the last 2 weeks. This is something that I, in 15 years in the cybersecurity world, have never experienced before.
Phishing are those malicious emails hackers hope you open. It gives them a door into your computer and your information. If your company is having you work from home, the best way to do it is to connect through something called a virtual private network. It's something your company can help you set up.
That gives you a secure channel to work from home and log into your environment.
And check the thing you plug your computer into. That box is how you get onto the internet.
First of all, I would definitely check my router and check that all the firewall and antiviruses and all the things that are implemented in a secured network environment is really there and working.
For companies bleeding cash, Edry says computer security is more important now than ever.
The last thing you want is a breach, is a data breach or a hacker attack. That is a knockout to your organization.
In Las Vegas, Jeff Gillen, News 3.
As a lot of Americans can't access routine medical appointments due to the threat of coronavirus, pregnant women don't have that luxury of skipping an appointment. They have to see doctors and nurses regularly. New at 6, we're covering that angle of the story with Denise Roche at a local doctor's office.
Desert Perinatal Associates deals with high-risk pregnancies, and for the time being, some mothers-to-be are avoiding the lobby altogether, choosing to wait outside in their cars until they are called in for their appointments. An anxious time in their lives, complicated by the threat of COVID-19.
Babies are still being born. I just delivered one about an hour ago.
Dr. Paul Wilkes admits feeling a certain level of added stress.
How are you feeling?
Fine. Not for himself, but rather his patients and medical staff, caring for expectant moms while the nation battles the coronavirus.
Pregnant women are at no higher risk of contracting the COVID-19, but they are at a slightly higher risk of developing respiratory complications if they do contract the virus.
In fact, he says some patients not associated with his practice have already tested positive for COVID-19, but they've all recovered. And he says there have been no cases of a mother passing the virus to her newborn. His outlook on the pandemic, cautiously optimistic.
I believe that we're going to make it through this. I believe that as a medical community and the community of Las Vegas, we will come out stronger and more united.
Still, it is all about precautions. Every exam room thoroughly cleaned after every patient. And up at reception, changes surrounding who is and who is not allowed inside the building.
Anybody under the age of 16, we're not allowing in the office. Any children, we are allowing one healthy guest with the patients to come in.
Limitations Angela Matthews understands.
First baby.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
27 weeks pregnant during a frightening time in world history.
I feel okay. Yeah, I mean, we have been taking precautions. We have been socially isolating ourselves. That's been really hard. So not having a baby shower, not being able to go and travel to go see family and friends during this time.
But she knows she's not alone.
Questions?
Nope, we're good.
All right.
Life finding a way despite the monster known as COVID-19.
Welcome back. You can see it right here. Sky 3 showing us these hundreds of spots, grids laid out to give homeless people, vulnerable people to coronavirus, a place to sleep in a parking lot. Well, if you've watched Twitter, you've seen a lot of national criticism piling onto Las Vegas as a group is about to start a multi-million-dollar taxpayer finance contract to run the city's courtyard for homeless people just down the street from where the Cashman story is playing out. Those people not able to say what their plans are for the courtyard after a year of trying to get the contract in less than 24 hours before a group called Chicanos por la Casa starts their work. News 3's John Trainer investigates how and why they got the job in the first place.
The latest image of Las Vegas in quarantine. In a county full of empty hotels, homeless men and women at risk for a deadly virus try to find space in the parking lot of Cashman Field. The city of Las Vegas and Clark County teaming up to paint lines on the blacktop, sketching out that social distancing we've all learned. There are services here. Students at Toro University volunteer to test for coronavirus, the same virus that forced Catholic Charities, one of the few homeless resources in town, to shut their doors. But this is a stark reminder of just how serious the homeless crisis is and the lack of control we seemingly have. That lack of control had the city of Las Vegas make a drastic move, make camping on streets like this illegal, and build a courtyard, a safe zone for homelessness, complete with caseworkers and programs. But that plan met hurdles quickly. The company the city originally contracted to run it, Las Vegas Chips, didn't last long. Less than a year from signing an ambitious plan, including everything from hour-by-hour maintenance to staffing and caseworkers, Chips and the city parted ways in 2018. The city of Las Vegas paying Chips an agreed amount, close to $50,000, to walk away. Now another group, Chicanos por la Causa, is set to take over this week, a lucrative contract worth $2.8 million a year. But chances are you didn't know about that plan until the ink was dry. The state's Legislative Council Bureau tells us contracts that size are typically brought to a bid by governments, a process that allows groups to pitch their plan and their price in public. But that did not happen here. The city telling News 3 they didn't have to.
So for a professional services contract, you don't always need to go out to bid. And that's actually codified in an NRS statute as well as city policy.
The city of Las Vegas says this is a professional services contract, which, according to state law, does not require a bidding process.
Your viewers should know that we have absolutely spoken to a number of our not-for-profit partners in the homeless services space, and they don't want to run the courtyard.
So the city approached Chicanos por la Causa and made a deal. But the contract is different. While Las Vegas Chips detailed minute by minute what staff was going to do and set out a mission statement for the courtyard, CPLC doesn't seem to have those details. And in an interview with News 3's Homeless Project, President Rupert Ruiz said they won't have them for a while.
What do you think of the plans as they've been drawn out, and what do you think about the layout and the spacing of it, etc.?
Well, I'd like to do further evaluation on that.
While CPLC prepares to start, taxpayers are prepared to pay. And while the lights on the once crowded strip hotels now spell out messages of hope, the homeless just hope the concrete isn't too crowded. John Trainer, News 3.